we always talk about people teaching from experience, obviously, which is something that's not, even though you've got a lot of experience, you actually went away, did a qualification, wasn't it? Called Blissology, was it?
Yeah, Blissology.
So now this sounds fucking mental, right? So you went to Bali, was it, in 2016?
Yeah.
And it was 200 hours of yoga.
Yeah. Well, not just yoga, there's a bit of reading.
Oh, was there a bit of okay, yeah. We've got to learn another language, haven't you, by the sounds of it?
Yeah.
In all honesty, though, qualifications like yoga, etc., there is a lot of time invested into it. A lot more than what you do for like a generic fitness instructor or PT.
You can knock down a weekend, can't you?
Yeah, I remember looking into it years ago, and like to study yoga, it takes a lot of dedication.
Well, yeah, 200 hours to get the certificate. I mean, talk us through it, how that journey was. So you obviously you had to leave the country.
I did, yeah. And I don't know if any of your listeners will get to see what I look like, but redheads in Bali, there's not many that can survive there, let me tell you that. And I say that, there were two others on my course. I think one was Canadian, one was British, but they were definitely more southern than me because I was too northern for Bali temperatures. I think I called my boyfriend basically every day complaining about how hot it was. But no, it was beautiful. It was beautiful and it was an incredible experience. And hey, the surfing was amazing. So yeah, no, it was great. Do you know what? 200 hours was really intimidating to me. And actually, interestingly, that's when I started to train at the gym. I went to a pure gym and actually I didn't hate it. It was all right. And maybe one day I'll go back. But I think really it was the people and the experience of understanding my practice more, because I'd had quite a lot of mat time at that point. I'd been practicing for, I guess nearly 10 years. And I understood the kind of foundations of the practice, but to dive into like how our bodies work in our yoga practice and how they should feel. And I think that was a big takeaway for me is it's, as my teacher Ian says, the Jedi, who I mentioned earlier, it's a feeling, not a shape. It's a feeling, not a shape. So although, you can see yoga from an outside perspective and think it is pretzel shapes and it is climbing down the stairs like The Exorcist and stuff. For sure, there are those elements of kind of party tricks, I guess, in your yoga practice. But it's actually how you feel when you move and becoming more connected to sensation, right? And moving accordingly. So anyway, that was kind of the gist of my time in Bali. Ian Finn, my teacher, he's amazing. I actually found him online about 5 years before I went to Bali, maybe a bit longer actually. And his yoga just spoke to me like other yoga teachers and other yoga practices didn't. So I just knew I had to do it. I
want to quickly know a bit more about the structure of it. So was it like 5 days a week, and like what was the sort of, how did the days look like when you on this? Was it quite a close knit feel? Like you obviously with these people for a long time, I imagine. Like.
Yeah, it was. I think total it was like 5 weeks, and we had a week off in the middle. So that's 4 weeks of every day studying every day. I think maybe we had an afternoon or a couple afternoons off a week, but. So we would, God, it was a long time ago. My memory's appalling. But from what I can remember, we would get up early and we would practice. And then we would, so it would be maybe an hour and a half of morning practice. And then we would sit and talk alignment or anatomy or, philosophy or Sanskrit or Ayurveda, which is yoga's sister science, kind of a health system. We did some of that. And then we would break for lunch, and then we would do... Ian, and he still does this, he's done it on Zoom. I've done some courses with him since COVID, and he does these things that I absolutely hate called after lunch dance parties. So it's hot, right? You've eaten and you're a bit like, a bit sluggish in the afternoon. So he like gets everyone dancing. And if there's one thing you should know about me is I really, really hate dancing. But it was good for me. I've got a story to tell you. It was good for me because, so I'm back in the corner like, just please don't make me move here. I just can't. I love music, but I can't. No, dancing's not for me. And at the studio we were in, right, it had this glass floor in the middle, and the glass floor was hovering over a koi pond. So the whole, we call it a shala, like the yoga studio is, 2 foot raised above this koi pond, glass floor in the middle. And one of my friends, Rebecca, she was dancing right in the middle on this glass floor. This is the reason, guys, you don't dance. The glass floor shattered. She fell through it and had to have think 120 stitches in Bali.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it was pretty wild. And that was like week 1.
Was that the funny story? Was it?
I was going to say, like, that actually sounded almost majestic until the glass shattered. Like,
Yeah,
wow,
the
glass
dancing above
shattered.
koi fish, that sounds awesome. And oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was
Wasn't
brutal.
expecting that.
Yeah.
It
So
sounds
we took a few days to like deal with that because it was pretty harrowing. She's fine. She's all right. She's good now. But yeah, so that's why I don't dance, in a word. But no, so yeah, we would study and we would practice and we'd study and we'd practice, and you know, that was kind of it. It was hardcore. We did a lot of yoga, maybe 4 hours a day some days, and a lot of studies, and yeah, it was full on. But we got that week off in the middle, so it was great. I just surfed for 7 days. It was amazing.
So we've got a couple of secret questions for you, Chloe. This is
yeah.
our favourite part of the show. Simply because we get, you know, the raw and honest feedback. I mean, sometimes it will go wrong and I'll just have to edit it out. That's absolutely fine. You know, these things happen. I've got a two-parter, essentially. One of them I've already alluded to, but one of them is an action thing. So I've noticed you've got a yoga mat behind you there, Chloe.
Oh, don't make me do anything. I do, yeah.
So the question is, have you heard of the phrase turning oneself into a pretzel?
Pretty sure I alluded to this.
You did allude to this, yeah, the whole pretzel thing. I just want to see how flexible you are, really, if I'm being honest.
Can you demonstrate something?
Can you
to us?
demonstrate what's the wackiest pose you can think of right now that doesn't require much to get into it? Like a really wacky yoga pose that people will be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Is this videoed?
Yeah, this is video. Of course it is. Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, well I have to disconnect myself. Hold on. Let me think of something. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm warm enough, but let me see. It's a good job I'm wearing yoga pants, isn't it?
That is a point.
Here we go. We're getting a live one. This is the yoga revolution.
Oh, guys.
Here we go. Oh wow.
Oh my God, it's like a
What? Oh, okay.
a flamingo.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Oh, I've seen bloody Hannah trying to do that.
that's some serious.
Not with one leg
stability.
though. Nice.
I'm not.
That's impressive. Yeah, the one leg over the top as well. Like that takes a lot of in the hip as well. That's impressive.
Yeah.